revolution, oh hail the victory, and catch the blows of the club on your bosom. Let the cruel chains rankle in hands and feet. What challenge does iron pose in face of death? O serpents, go on and tighten the noose with rowdy force. Our wrists may crack, but the vigor in our heart will not die. Do stars fall off when lightning strikes? Do they fall ever? Hail the victory of revolution, oh hail the victory. These lines, expressing the vigor in the minds of the revolutionaries, launched an era of worship of the inner light in Marathi poetry. The poet who wrote these verses that cast a spell on the readers, from the common man striving for inspiration to the freedom fighters, was Kusumagraj. In the 30th episode of Grantha Yatra today, we shall get acquainted with Vishakha, a collection of poetry by this gifted poet. I am delighted to welcome all viewers on this journey of pure joy. Vishnu Vaman Shirvadkar, who began writing in the pre-independence period, is well known as a poet, a playwright, a writer of novels, and a critic. He wrote poetry under the pen name Kusumagraj. Vishakha, his third collection of poetry, was published in the year 1942 and became hugely popular among the readers. The youth learned these poems by heart, and the vigor expressed in them inspired them to action. It was a time when the struggle for independence was at its peak in India. On this background, the poems written by Kusumagraj seemed to reflect the public anger against the ruling British administration. In poems one after the other, Kusumagraj sang the songs of bravery, valor, and sturdy determination. In his poem titled Seven, he describes the thoughtless but shining bravery of King Shivaji's chief of army, Prataprao Guzar. Leaving the stunned army behind, offering 7 heads to avenge insult in their mind, breaching the camp, they met the enemy straight, plunged burning into sea the 7 meteorites. In madness did the 7 fighters ride. In the poem The Sacred Gorge, while narrating the bravery of Baji Prabhu, who continued fighting even when his body was riddled with wounds, Kusumagraj says, "When will the fight end, my lord? How long can I take the blows on my head? Even though my vision clouds and my torso is shattered, the light in my heart continues to burn. But how do I hold on to my body?" Distraught with the massacre at the Jallianwala Bagh, Kusumagraj writes, "Or is it the victory of the devil over God? Yet another wound, my lord, in your heart." Watching the horrific killings in the eastern countries during the Second World War, Kusumagraj's words take on a sarcastic tone. Addressing the vultures, he says, "And rivers of warm blood flow where, go quench your thirst there. Shovels are needed to move corpses here, go east and choose your fare." But the characteristic of Kusumagraj's poetry is such that he does not just express anger and resentment. His poetry, on the other hand, is full of boundless optimism. His poem Columbus's Song of Pride describes the infinite courage of a mind that conquers the ocean. Millions of creatures live and die like blades of grass. Not us, the sailors sailing under 7 skies and creating new horizons ahead. Come, unfurl the sails tall with pride and tell this silly sea, infinite is our will to succeed and infinite our hopes. You are the one confined by shores. In the poem Far Away on a Tower, he describes a night ravaged by a hurricane. Stormy the sea and dark the night, sulking wind rolling on waters with might, confused stars suffocating in the rush of clouds, the vengeful wind tearing the sails aloud, waves roaring around with an angry mane, stomping water breaking like a huge lens. But even on this terrifying backdrop, his mind is illuminated with the light shining from a lighthouse. But look what shines against the dark in the port, a green light on the tower, peaceful and bright. Unfolding the plume of his rays, some angel, sits etching on the dark his sculptures of light. Just as he advocates a revolution to attain independence, Kusumagraj gives a call to fight against social injustice and oppression. His poems, such as Serpent and the Mongoose, Train and the Earth, The Pride of the Soil, and Cold Wave, represent the downtrodden. They provide a glimpse of his great humanist mind. In his poem Compassion, a starving disabled beggar stands helplessly in a corner amidst the crowd of rich people enjoying themselves at an illuminated marketplace, but no one bothers to help him. His throat was parched from pleading, and a 4-day-old hunger plagued him. With eyes frozen and limbs shivering, he was misery personified. He depicts the plight of a laborer dead from starvation. His poor hut left behind far away, the miserable man lies by the street. Having travelled miles in search of food, he finally succumbs to death. And then Kusumagraj raises the question, is this then the flag of human civilization or the corpse of God's compassion? In his poem Cold Wave, he calls upon the particles of brightness in the universe to fight the calamities befalling the poor. O particles of light, rush from the flames, O embers from sacred fires and from pyres, O sky, let your burning stars fall, let the torches ignite fires in every particle, for the cold wave is here. He stresses upon a timeless philosophical truth in his poem Pride of the Soil. Whatever success and fame one may attain, it will all be destroyed one day. Many like Alexander conquered and vanished, and poets of fame like Valmiki perished. The dust swallowed several pioneers and seers, lines in their scriptures now no more than smears. On the soil, in the end, just another layer. In the poem The Train and the Earth, the train represents the arrogant, powerful upper class, while the earth represents the oppressed and the downtrodden. Kusumagraj's imagination achieves a stunning impact with a picturesque and rhythmic allegory in this poem. Please, oh please, wailed the earth, bowing at the feet, begging and pleading. You run in glee with speed above, while I get trampled here below, blowing holes in my bosom and showering down embers in profusion. Please, oh please, the earth pleads, burn me not, she entreats. Blowing a spray of smoke in the clouds, roared the train with arrogance aloud. You weakling, keep crying, cowards like you should not be living. Stomping your body with heels of steel, I'll keep running, crushing you underneath. Come on my wheels, keep rotating, announce your terror without hesitating. Whistling a harsh sound so silly, pushing the burning fuel in her belly, she entered a valley like a fast volley, gulping the distance in an instant. The earth, enraged by this arrogance, retaliates by making the bridge collapse while the train passes over it. उद्दाम गाडीचे ऐकून वचन, क्रोधात इकडे थरारे जमीन, दुर्बळ भेकड त्वेषाने पुकारी, घुमले पहाड घुमल्या कपारी, हवेत पेटला सुडाचा धुमारा, कोसळे दरीत पुलाचा डोलारा. In the poem Serpent and the Mongoose, this rhythmic and picturesque description attains new height. Through the battle between a cobra and a mongoose, Kusumagraj effectively portrays the class conflict in society. Spreading the poisonous fire around comes the lethal cobra slithering round. Like a volcano waking from slumber, it raises its hood, spits venom from under. Like a pliant blade of a sword bending, like a bolt from the blue reverberating, or a silken robe with golden weave, a beauty's robe rustling its sleeve. But hark, what's that swish in the bush? Whose red eyes like sparks of cinder? Scarlet lips like flags of blood. A mongoose, here comes a mongoose. The battle fierce like fire rolling in water. They plunge, turn and grasp with clatter. As if to conquer the empire of the sky, the stormy wind clashes the clouds high. The volcano of the contemporary social unrest showers its lava through Kusumagraj's poetry, says V.S. Khandekar about these poems. However, Kusumagraj's poetry is not at all depressing. On the contrary, it is brimming with hope. His poetry strives for social reforms. It is charged with revolutionary thoughts. His imagination brightens up every corner of life. No wonder it invokes the sun to banish the darkness of sorrows. या त्रिभुवन उजळित प्रभाकरा हा काठो काठ कटाह भरा. Come and illuminate the universe, O sun, and fill this cauldron to the brim. Let the crimson flag fly in the east, and let the bird fly from the nest. Let the embers explode in the void, and let the darkness burn in the flames. Fill this cauldron to the brim. Let there be no moon or moonlight, or living under some pleasant illusion. Spreading your rays on every speck, purify this earth with your sacred fire. Fill this cauldron to the brim. We have with us today Professor Rajendra Watane, who will further unfold the beauty of the verses in Vishakha.
नमस्कार. कवी कुसुमाग्रजांचे नाव उच्चारतात कित्येकांना वेडात मराठे वीर दौडले सात यासारख्या राष्ट्रीय भावना जागविणाऱ्या कवितेची आठवण होते. तर कुणाला गमे रुद्र रूपात जावे मिळोनी हे पृथ्वीचे प्रेमगीत आठवते. कारण कुसुमाग्रजांची कविता ही मुळातच नितांत सुंदर, परिणामकारक आणि सजीव आहे. कुसुमाग्रजांच्या सामाजिक कवितेतून केवळ असंतोषाच्या ज्वालामुखीचा केवळ उद्रेकच होत नाही, तर तो अग्निरस एखाद्या जलप्रपाताप्रमाणे कोसळताना दिसतो. सत्ताधाऱ्यांचा उन्मत्तपणा, निर्दयता, उपेक्षित वृत्ती, त्या उलट सामान्य जनतेची दुर्बलता, असहाय्यता, परंतु त्यातून शेवटी निर्माण होणारी प्रतिकाराची भावना, यामुळे निर्माण होणारा संघर्ष ते सूचकतेने रंगवितात. कुसुमाग्रजांच्या सौंदर्यपूर्वक व भावपूजक मनाचा काव्यमय आविष्कार म्हणजे त्यांची प्रेम कविता होय. त्यांची स्वप्नाची समाप्ती, पृथ्वीचे प्रेमगीत, भावमोहन, किनाऱ्यावर, तरीही केदवा इत्यादी प्रेम कविता निखळ प्रेमाची अनुभूती देणाऱ्या असून त्या सुंदर, भावोत्कट व प्रभावी आहेत. प्रीतीप्रमाणेच क्रांतीची देखील एक कसोटी आहे व ती म्हणजे त्याग. हा त्याग क्रांतिकारकाच्या भावनाविष्कारातून सहजच व्यक्त होताना दिसतो. बंदिवासात अनंत यातना सोसूनही त्यांच्या उरातील आवेश अभंग आहे. हे स्वतःला मृत्युंजय समजत असल्याने मरणाची तमा न बाळगता वैयक्तिक सुखाचा त्याग करून ते ध्येयाकडे वाटचाल करीत आहे. एकच तारा समोर आणि पायतळी अंगार, देशभक्ताच्या वाट्याला येणाऱ्या यातना व मातृभूमीच्या मुक्तीची ओढ या ओजस्वी भावनांचा आविष्कार कुसुमाग्रजांच्या राष्ट्रीय कवितांमध्ये प्रकर्षाने जाणवतो. कुसुमाग्रजांच्या सौंदर्य जाणीवेचा आविष्कार ज्या विषयातून झाला आहे त्यात निसर्गाला महत्वपूर्ण स्थान आहे. निसर्गातून ते जेव्हा विविध विचार व भावना व्यक्त करतात तेव्हा तो निसर्ग मानवी जीवनातील एखाद्या विचारांचा वा भावनेचा प्रतीक बनतो. त्यामुळे अशा प्रतिकात्मक कविता एकाच वेळी निसर्ग सौंदर्याचे व मानवी जीवनाचे चित्रण करतात. त्यातून त्यांच्या प्रतिभाशक्तीचा सहजच प्रत्यय येतो. कुसुमाग्रजांची प्रतिभा मुळातच कल्पक आणि निर्णायक आहे. त्यामुळे मानवी मनाचा प्रत्येक कप्पा ती उजळून काढताना दिसते. विशाखेतील कुसुमाग्रजांच्या शैलीचे प्रमुख वैशिष्ट्य म्हणजे तिच्यातला संघर्ष होय. दोन परस्पर विरोधी घटकांमधला संघर्ष, मग तो प्राकृतिक असो अथवा कविनिर्मित असो, तो चित्रित करताना त्यात विलक्षण नाट्य कुसुमाग्रज उभे करतात. त्याचबरोबर दर्या, ज्वालामुखी, तांडव, रक्ताच्या नद्या, प्रेतांची रास, जळते पाणी, मृत्यूचा मानकरी, भुकेली लाव, सुडाचा धुमारा, उद्दाम सर्प, रक्ताचे पान, लोहदंड, पांगळी पिशाच्य, डोळ्यांचे खंदक इत्यादी भव्य प्रतिमाने ते योजतात व त्यांना विशेषणाची जोड देतात. कुसुमाग्रजांच्या विशाखातील स्वप्नाची समाप्ती व पृथ्वीचे प्रेमगीत अहिनकुल व आगगाडी आणि जमीन, सात व कोलंबसाचे गर्वगीत इत्यादी कितीतरी कविता संघर्षाच्या सूत्राने एकसंग वाटतात. त्यांच्या बहुतेक कविता विस्तारापेक्षा संक्षेपाकडे झुकणाऱ्या आहेत. त्यातून प्रमाणबद्ध रचना करण्याचे त्यांचे कसब लक्षात येते. कुसुमाग्रजाच्या विशाखेने उत्कट भव्य, मग ते प्रेम असो अथवा कर्तव्य, त्याचाच स्वीकार करावा हे तत्वज्ञान तत्कालीन पिढीला शिकविले. ती पिढी आज अस्तंगत होत असली तरी विशाखातील भाववृत्ती इतिहासाला आव्हान देत निरंतर उभी आहे. त्यामुळे कुसुमाग्रजांच्या विशाखा हा संग्रह मराठी सारस्वतांचा कांचनमणी ठरावा इतका सरस आणि परिणामकारक ठरणारा आहे. नमस्कार.
Just as he wrote poems full of the revolutionary spirit and poems which shine with the brilliance of the anger against injustice, he also wrote poetry of intense feelings arising from the beauty of nature and delicate love poetry. In the poem End of a Dream, Kusumagraj unfolds the soft layers of emotions. One by one, like a dream, the stars go out. Drop by drop, the night dissolves into the ocean of light. Release me, my dear, from your moonlight embrace, for beyond the horizon stand the angels of day. In the poem, yet sometimes, he expresses passion in these words. On the fiery firmament, what nurture of delicate sentiments, and yet sometimes, when the mats are laid, the graves explode in the mind's field, and your loving passion rises in the mind, and the bed turns into a stream of blaze. Even when writing love poetry, Kusumagraj uses a grand imagery. In the poem Earth's Song of Love, the earth says to the sun, "Having witnessed and worshipped your divine radiance, how can I now embrace mere fireflies?" And she goes on to prefer the love at a distance for the sun than the intimacy of the timid ones. In the poem Summer Tidings, he paints a vivid picture of the season. What's this unnamed intense insanity, this remorse for no reason? With a pot of fire on his shoulder, sowing the seeds of fire around, is the summer preparing to descend, and I hear his steps rebound? Oh, what's this intense insanity? His brilliant imagination in the poem On the Shore sways the readers with its beauty. The lit up ship on the horizon sails to the west in a haze, as if a flock of flames searching for the set sun. In the poem On the River Bank, the poet experiences an all-encompassing love in the beauty of nature. Forgetting his seat in the heaven, the Lord begins to live in our hearts. But the injustice, exploitation and cruelty rampant in the world makes him question the very existence of God. He posts this question in the poem, "Where are you? Where art thou? Entire humanity has been searching, or perhaps you are just a mirage which pulls us towards progress." In the poem At the Doors of the God's Abode, he reaches the conclusion that instead of depending on God, he should himself take charge of his life. "I am myself the architect of my life. The pleas at your doorstep are a waste. I don't really care if you exist or not, hardly a difference between the two." Kusumagraj's poetry worships light and brightness. Imagery of light, rays, embers and fire are scattered throughout his poetry. Look at his brilliant description of the sunrise in his poem The God of Light. Pouring pots full of light around, countless angels of King the Sun, opening the gates of the east, arrive at the horizon. Holding the life force of all beings in his palms follows the Lord with his measured step. In another poem titled Specks of Feelings, he says, "Not hard but the sacred fire burning, ablaze with the fuel of hopes. Is this life or a gigantic mirage, with the phantoms fleeing far and the horizons always flooded with spectres?" Kusumagraj's poetry that challenged the blind power poetry that invoked bravery in the minds of the readers, poetry that represented the downtrodden, and poetry that was capable of expressing intense feelings through its mastery of words and its flights of imagination, takes the readers from depression to hope, from darkness to light. In his own words, "These are only twigs for fire offerings. How can they hold moisture? They are dry by nature, but have the sole desire to light for a moment your inner fire." The poet who created such magic through words, sound, and meaning was honored with the prestigious Jnanpith Award in 1987. Tell us what you appreciate in his poetry. Do you still find it inspiring all these years after it was written? Next week, we shall meet some unforgettable people from a particular region. Until then, keep reading.